Greetings and blessings, dear friends in the Spirit 111. It's Eddie Luisi. How are you? God bless you. God bless your faith, family, and friends. So today's talk is called Hope Over Fear. Now, I'm recording this on Sunday, 6/20/21. I usually record on Saturdays, but I'll let you know later that I had a real busy weekend. So I said I'm going to record this on Sunday, which is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the father figures. Blessings to all of you. This is episode 24 if you're following the episode, season 2. So this weekend, unbelievable stuff had been happening. First of all, it's Juneteenth Day was yesterday, the other day. And today is Father's Day. Also, my daughter Grace had her prom night, and so I'll talk about that a little later. And then tomorrow's graduation from high school. So a lot of wonderful things have been happening. But let's talk about hope over fear. These are quotes. This is a quote. Juneteenth has never been a celebration of victory or an acceptance of the way things are. It's a celebration of progress. It's an affirmation that despite the most painful parts of our history, change is possible and there is still so much to do. That quote was from Barack Obama, our former president. So this is from the wires, Washington. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris signed into law a bill establishing Juneteenth National Independence Day, a celebration designating the end of slavery in the United States as a federal holiday. By making Juneteenth a federal holiday, all Americans can feel the power of this day and learn from our history and celebrate progress and grapple with the distance we've come, but the distance we have to travel too. Biden said during remarks Thursday in the East Room of the White House, that was President Biden's quote. The last federal holiday was created in 1983 when former President Ronald Reagan established Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And this was from Vice President Kamala Harris. Throughout history, Juneteenth has been known by many names: Jubilee Day, Freedom Day, Liberation Day, Emancipation Day, and today, a national holiday. And she also said, looking out across this room, I see the advocates, the activists, the leaders who've been calling for this day for so long, including the one and only Ms. Opal Lee, who just received a very special recognition from the President of the United States. So those of you on video, I'm going to show a picture of Miss Lee. And this was from CNN, even though I work for ABC. Sorry, ABC fans. Activist Opal Lee is the center of Juneteenth becoming a national holiday. Known as the grandmother of Juneteenth, her mission pushed the day to become federally recognized. Why am I speaking about her? Because she was live in person on the set of Good Morning America 3. Friday, I believe. And I got to meet her. And the interesting thing, I listen to podcasts in the morning when I drive to work, and they're video shows, but I listen to the audio. And I was hearing about the signing of Juneteenth Day, and I was hearing about Miss Opal Lee. And then all of a sudden I look at the rundown and she's here in person. And my heart, it was like, wow. Like, I met a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous actors and musicians and movie stars. But to meet Miss Opal Lee was like, wow, it was really beautiful. So I made sure that I was able to go downstairs and meet her, wait for her when she comes out of the car. And she's an elderly woman, a young woman, right? Young at heart, 94 years old. And she came out and, she's short and she's a little bent over and she's walking with a cane. But I introduced myself. I put out my arm for her and I walked her into the building, into the elevator, upstairs to her dressing room. And we had little conversations. And then I asked her producer, because it's always, good to ask people, may I take a photo with her later? She said, sure, just give her a little time to get settled. So I gave her time to get settled, and then I came back in the room, and the producer introduced me to her again, formally. And I said, may I have a picture? She goes, of course, I want to take a picture with you. And there were two other women with her, and I'm not sure if one or both of them were her daughters, but they also work with her. They're PR people. But when it was time to walk out, I said, "Would you like to hold my hand?" She goes, "No, I could walk by myself and this and that." But I walked next to her, and we had little conversations. And two things that she said that will touch me forever. Okay, she was sharing different stories with me, and then when she got on the set, she said the same story, so it was really cute. But two things I wrote down here: we are all brothers and sisters under the skin. How beautiful is that? Forget the color of our skin and the color of our hair and eyes. We are all brothers and sisters under the skin. I think I even mentioned that in the song I wrote, Will We Learn, and which I did a few weeks ago. And then she also said, let's get over it and make our country whole. How cool is that? Let's get over it. All the problems, all the past mistakes, and let's make our country whole. Amen to that. And then she did a quote in CNN. I'm not just going to sit and rock, the determined grandmother of Juneteenth told CNN. The Lord is going to have to catch me. She is so wonderful. Oh, here's the picture that I took of both of us together. What a beautiful woman. So, Opal Lee, God bless you. I gave my business card to you and to your daughter, who's your PR person. So I am open to see whatever I could do and our friends in the Spirit 111 could do to help you and help your mission and to help others. I'm going to read from Daily Practice, Sacred Reading, and Meditation. The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen. And that was received from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. And you, Miss Opal Lee, are a beautiful people, a beautiful person. Beautiful people do not just happen, right? And it's interesting with different ministries and different celebrities and musicians and actors. A lot of time you see the quote, overnight success. And then when you talk to them and interview them, they said, well, I've been on the road in a van traveling little bars and little places for 15 years. And now I got one hit record and I'm overnight success. So same thing with Miss Opal Lee, right? Right now she's an overnight success, but she's 94 years old. And how many years has she been working hard and struggling? But she did it. Juneteenth Day, a national holiday. I'm going to read from Science of Mind, the magazine. Surrendering Identity. Spiritual teacher Ram Dass wrote about his experience teaching meditation in the prison system. In his book, Grist for the Mill, he detailed his profound experience sharing this practice with those on death row. He witnessed these inmates as pure illumination and felt humbled to be in their presence. However, when he went to the cell blocks for those with life sentences, it was the opposite. These inmates harassed him, and most attended the meditation sessions out of obligation. He wondered what caused the differing reception. He concluded that those on death row were pushed so far into an emotional corner that they reached a point of complete surrender. Ram Dass described it as dropping all melodrama and human identity until only God existed. He saw this as the holy process of becoming nobody, shedding all human labeling. You may have experienced being pushed into such a corner yourself. Through crisis and loss, the clinging to who you thought you were may have loosened. Evolution provides its own sort of loosening, preempting stagnation through pushing our humanness toward natural metamorphosis. If our eye is single, meaning when we shall perceive only the unity of good, then this surrender and change of form is homecoming. By becoming less entangled with our stories and labels, we see how pathological our attachment to identity can be. We collect these around race, religion, profession, relationships, even identities with diseases, abuses, failures, and successes. Each may dim our essential essence as a pure expression of God. Divine paradox reveals, I am not what I do or what has been done to me. I am that I am. And the affirmation is, who am I? I am that I am. And I read that last week, and after meeting Miss Opal Lee, I said, I don't know, something just touches me that I want to share that. So hope that touched you a little bit, and if it didn't, go back and replay it, and maybe you'll pick up a sentence or paragraph that might help you. This is received from dailyword.com Unity. It's called Serve. I share my gifts in service to others. The love of God that lives in my heart inspires me to be of service. Today, I open my mind to new ideas and the belief that I can make a positive difference. Service can manifest in small ways and have a large effect. Acts of service carry with them a consciousness of oneness with others, with nature, with God. If I question my ability to make a difference, I remember what it feels like when someone helps me. A connection occurs, a lifting of spirit, a feeling of warmth. I look for new ways to serve. It could be through prayer, smiles, errands, monetary contributions, the sharing of food, deep listening. The list goes on. Service is love in action and a wonderful way to share my divine gifts. And this is received from 1 Peter 4:10. Like good shepherds of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. And from Neil Donald Walsh. On this day of your life, I believe God wants you to know that caution is natural, but fear is not. Do not give in to fear, yet do not abandon caution. It is a balancing act. Caution is what causes you to look both ways before crossing the street. Fear is what keeps you frozen on the curb forever. You know the difference, you can feel it. If you're stuck right now, you're probably into fear. Get out of there. You've already looked both ways. Now cross the street for heaven's sake. The cars have long since gone. The coast is clear. Your only obstacle now is your own mind. And A while ago, I used to read from the Tao Te Ching, and I'm going to read that now. I found something, and I thought it'd be interesting. This is very, I don't know, heady, very spiritual, but I thought it would be good to read. Which is more precious, fame or health? Which is more valuable, health or wealth? Which is more harmful, winning or losing? The more excessive you love, the greater your suffering. The larger your hoard, the heavier your losses. Knowing what is enough is freedom. Knowing when to stop is safety. Practice these and you will endure. Now, before I read the last thing, which is about Father's Day, this was a short reading, but that's all cool, right? So, this weekend, Friday, was my daughter Gracie's prom night. And she got ready at her friend's house, and then she called us up, and we went over. My wife and my daughter Ella, and we took photos with her and her friends, and she looked absolutely beautiful, and all her friends looked great. Then we hopped in the car and drove down to Haverstraw Bay Park because it's down by the water, by the Hudson River, and a lot of the school, North Rockland, was going to be there. So her friends wanted to be part of that whole community of friends. So we went down there, and all the other students and friends gathered. I think the total of them were 13, no, 12. I think there were 12, 6 couples. So we took more photos, we took more videos, and we sent them. We sent them off to the prom to have a good time. Um, and then my daughter, my 14-year-old Ella, um, we picked up some of her friends, and then they met some other friends. We went down to Haverstraw for the flag raising of Juneteenth Day, and it was a beautiful celebration. There were like 40 people there. The press was there, the local politicians, and I was there with my daughter and her friends. It was really beautiful, and I kept on thinking of Miss Opal Lee in my heart, that she made this happen, or at least helped, right? And then afterwards, there was a little break, and then they had a band there and dancing under the stars. It was really cool, and a lot of other townspeople came. There was a couple hundred people there, and my daughter and her friends, they were out on the dance floor and they're dancing, having a good time. And the very last song, because I was sitting at a table, so I took all their pocketbooks and put over my shoulder and put their phones in my pocket, and I got my camera and I ran out to the dance floor and I shot like a music video with them. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. Um, so there was a couple things this past weekend that I enjoyed. Today is Father's Day. Oh, and then also um, all Grace's friends after the prom came to our backyard, and they just kind of partied in the backyard. So I'm hearing them talking till like 3 o'clock in the morning. My big dog Sam is barking. My little dog Georgie is in the bedroom, and you hear the feet walking back and forth, back and forth. So I didn't sleep very well, but all is good. God is good. Um, Also, this weekend, yesterday, we went to our friend's house, the Passions. Um, I know the Passions for years. Sally and Joe are the parents of 5 beautiful children. And I think a bunch of them sang with me when they were teenagers at church at St. Greg's. And Liz, the one daughter, said, the mom and dad are going away for a few hours. They're wondering if Ella could go in and watch their puppy. So I went with Ella there, and I saw Joe, and I haven't seen Joe in a while, the dad. And he's a guitarist. He was a former teacher, I believe, at Farley School. And he had all his music there and his guitars and this and that. And we just reconnected. And in meeting him after not seeing him for years, I just knew he needed to meet my other dear friend, childhood friend, John Calabrese. And John is a musician, a former teacher, and he has a group of friends. There's 5 of them. And they get together weekly on Zoom, and they chit chat. and 4 out of the 5 were teachers. Fifth friend, Jim, was a bus driver, but all musicians. They all love jazz music. And when I saw Joe, I just said, I have to reconnect them. So part of ministry, part of me is connecting people, and just out of love, I don't even think. It's like I just meet people and I want to connect. And when I met Miss Opal Lee, and I was so honored and privileged to meet her. And then afterwards I gave her my card, and whatever I could do to help you. I shared Friends in the Spirit 111 with her. Right, there's my logo. And she was very, receptive to the ministry. And I gave her my card. I said, shoot me an email, send me stuff, I'll send you stuff. So we'll see where this is going to happen. But hope over fear, right? I have hope that things are getting better in this world, in the United States of America, with the pandemic, with things opening up. My church, Immaculate Conception, I play there every Saturday night. And in the congregation, there's anywhere from 50 to 100 people. And since things are opening up in New York, more people are coming. And I read a little something in the church, and I spoke about Miss Opal Lee, and I got a round of applause. Well, I didn't get a round of applause. Miss Opal Lee got the round of applause, and it felt so good. And I'm going to say a little something tonight at church at St. Peter's also. Um, I think that's all I wanted to share. I went on a tangent because I wanted to share a little of my experience this past weekend. But today is Father's Day. Everybody's still sleeping, so I don't know what they have in store for me. Um, Hopefully some food, some breakfast, because I love breakfast. I got my own coffee. I made my own coffee. So I'm going to read from 3 Minutes a Day, Christopher Books, and then I am done, out of here. Ciao, sayonara, all that good stuff. Forever Dad. If anyone has earned the moniker of Forever Dad, it is Guy Bryant. To date, he has fostered more than 50 young men in his home. It all started with one teen Guy took in when he was doing placement work at ACS, Administration for Children's Services, in Brooklyn, New York. This is a quote. He's the closest thing to a father figure in my life, from Dyer Dillard, one of Bryant's foster sons, said in an Inside Edition interview. My mother wasn't really taking care of me. I didn't know my pops. It led to me doing a lot of reckless stuff. But when I came here, Mr. B showed me a better path. I was brought up in a Kool-Aid house, Bryant reminisced. If somebody had no place to go, my family was always taking them in. This is what it's all about. This is my family. It makes me feel good to know I am a part of whatever success my foster sons have. Mr. B saves lives, Dillard concluded. He saved all these people that came to his possession. They're changing the way they were to a better way. So that's saving somebody. And from Sirach 3:9, a father's blessing strengthens children. And the little prayer, God bless all earthly fathers and guide them in your ways. So, dear friends in the Spirit 111, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there and father figures. Blessings to all the fathers who are deceased, including my dad, Joseph Louisi. Blessings this Juneteenth weekend. Blessings to all the schools. These are the last couple of weeks of school and summer is starting. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen, to watch this message. If it touches you, please share it, like it, send it out to other people. If I could do anything to help your ministries, I will. This week I'm having a couple meetings with some friends. So let's see where God takes those meetings, right? So don't forget to stay blessed and a blessing. Cue the Spirit. Share your faith with family and friends. Have a great Father's Day, great rest of the weekend, a great week ahead. Namaste. I'll see you next week. Take care. God bless.